And we're live. Welcome back, guys, to yet another episode of the Blueprint Podcast. My name is Hisham, and I'm your host. Um, if you're seeing me right now here on YouTube, well, the channel is brand new. I've been podcasting for a couple of years now on Spotify and Apple Music, etc. But I recently decided to take things to the next level and also start doing this in video format. So as you can see, I don't have many subscribers yet, so anything that you can do to support this podcast, give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you feel like the videos are providing you with any kind of value whatsoever. I would highly appreciate it because, content creators, obviously, they work really hard to build their brand, to reach their audience, etc. And so we need your support. Having said that, let's dive into today's episode. The subject that I want to touch upon today is how to overcome your personal insecurities. And I know that there is a lot of you out there, especially young men. If you're watching me right now, please, I want you to, really hear what I have to say on this subject. A lot of you think that for whatever reason, you're the only one dealing with certain things in life. And because of that, it kind of like amplifies that feeling of insecurity, of desperation, of loneliness. Now, let me start off with the good news. Everybody has insecurities. I don't care if your name is Kanye West or Donald Trump. I don't care if you're the cockiest person roaming around planet Earth. Everybody has something that they feel uncomfortable with, whether that is personality related or, related to their appearance or a specific situation. Everybody has something that they wish they had or didn't have, right? So, welcome to the show. You're not the only one. That's the good news. Now, a lot of you deal with these insecurities not knowing that you can actually do something about it. For me personally, I was extremely insecure growing up as a kid. The main reason for me is I didn't have anyone to look up to. I didn't have a male role model. And because of that, I was lost. I didn't know where to go, how to think, what to feel. And everybody that knows me from back then will probably remember me as an outgoing kid, very spontaneous, etc. But deep down inside, there were just so many things that I felt uncomfortable with related to my personality, related to my appearance. And I felt like I had this really bad social anxiety, and I was just extremely good at hiding it, at masking it. Now, obviously, I'm not the only exception, right? Virtually every teenager or young adolescent goes through this. But I also remember very specifically that, just talking to girls was the biggest nightmare. I just had no clue how to talk to a girl and just ask her out. And because of that, I would get rejected fiercely, time and time again. And we all know, young girls in high school, they can be mean, they can be vicious, right? So at some point, I had to decide that I wanted to be someone else that, someone else basically. I had to decide that I wanted to be someone else, or better said, that I had to be the best version of me, which felt like someone else because I was far away from that. And I guess that brings me to step number one. You have to identify who you are, how you feel, and, also what is the source? What is the cause of feeling the way you feel? Because everybody has this feeling of not being good enough, but we never really tend to think about what the root cause may be of that. Is it a past relationship with your parents? Is it a specific instant? Is it just, an ex who dumped you in a very mean way? Is it something pertaining to your look that nobody really ever commented on, but you just saw it in the mirror growing up and you just always carry that with you, thinking that everybody would see it, but nobody actually gives a fuck? What is the reason why you feel insecure about whatever it is you feel insecure about? You have to challenge those limiting beliefs. You have to challenge that conversation that you have with yourself, because everybody is having these conversations, right? Every time that you're not talking to someone else, you're talking to yourself. Everybody has this constant inner dialogue going on with their subconscious mind, and there is a voice who's telling you that the reason you feel insecure about something is valid. And my question is, have you ever questioned that voice? Have you ever questioned those negative patterns, those negative thoughts? And the answer is probably not. So you have to identify where you are on the map, where you are on the spectrum of being from extremely insecure to going fully secure and comfortable in your own skin and with your own personality. Now, obviously, just knowing what's going on isn't going to change anything in particular, but it is a good place to start. as a young man in particular, there was a couple of things that I started to do that just really put me in a place of growth, of feeling more comfortable in my skin. And the very first one, which is extremely trite and cliche to say, but you already can guess it, is start working out. You have to start hitting the gym, building some muscles on your body, and just feel more comfortable about your appearance, right? So recently I had this conversation with a guy, and he was complaining about the fact that he was short. And he, was telling me that girls had been rejecting him for his size, etc. And I had to, step it up and really put him in his place and challenge, why he was thinking the way he was thinking. So I asked him, do you really think that girls are rejecting you just because you are short? And his answer was, well, yeah, it definitely plays a huge role, etc. I said, okay, maybe God or the universe or whatever you believe in didn't bless you with that genetic lottery of having the right size for girls, whatever the right size may be, right, according to societal standards. But, are you working out? Because you can build muscle. Nobody's stopping you from muscle. You're a young man, and you seem to be able to go to the gym and work out, but you don't look like you're working out. Okay, so that's the first thing. How are you dressing? Are you taking care of your sense of fashion? Are you taking care of your grooming? Are you taking care of your basic hygiene? Are you taking care of your body language? Are you taking care of your nutrition? Are you taking care of how you are speaking, which directly influences the way you look? These are 7 freaking variables that determine how you look, that can drastically change the way you appear and what kind of first impression you leave in the outside world. So going to the gym and working on your body, not only your body as in building muscle, but also your body posture, how to walk, overall is going to increase those level of confidence. By the way, I am speaking to young men right now because that is the target group that I want to focus on. But obviously this goes also if you're a young woman right now and you feel insecure, just improving the way you look with the variables that I just mentioned, nutrition, working out, the way you dress, the way you walk, the way you talk, those are all variables that you have influence over. It's not like, oh, you have it or you don't. No, these are things that you can put into work, put into practice, and improve drastically. Now, the second thing is you have to start developing a growth mindset. The reason why most of you feel insecure is because you don't have anything going on in your life, right? You don't have any goals, you don't have any purpose, you don't have anything. You're just roaming through life, not knowing what to do, not knowing whether to go left or right. And I'm genuinely convinced that the biggest reason why men feel insecure is because they lack direction. It's not even because of how they look, it's not because of girls or this or that, it's just, what are you doing with your life? How are you passing your time? And so you have to figure out why you are procrastinating, why you are not hitting those goals, why you are not doing something, anything. And on the one hand, we live in this time and age in which we're constantly talking about purpose and having big dreams, etc. But me personally, I think that for a lot of you, that works too crippling, too paralyzing. I don't think that everybody needs to have big dreams. I don't think that you need to be the person who has to change the world. The only thing that you need to focus on is changing your world. And by your world, I mean yours, literally yours, and everybody in it that you care for, right? So maybe if you're a brokey right now and you've been wasting so many hours per week playing Call of Duty, how about you look for a way to earn some extra money so you can transfer $500 to your parents every freaking month so your mom has to work 1 or 2 days less per week? How about you look for ways to learn a new high income skill so you can start, trading in crypto, compound some interest, go on an extra holiday, pay some extra gifts for the people that you care for, maybe take care of your brother or sister who's been going through a really difficult time, right? And so the point that I'm trying to make, it's not even about money in particular, it's just you need something. As a man, you need something that gives you a feeling, a sense of accomplishment, of productivity. As a man, if we are not building stuff, And it doesn't have to mean in the most literal in the most literal sense, but just building your body, building your business, building your empire, building your house, like whatever. If you are not building by default, you feel like you ain't doing something right. And again, there is always exceptions to the rule, but I don't want to go off the exceptions because exceptions don't make the rule. Generally speaking, the average guy that is looking right now is like, fuck, he's right. I have been procrastinating. I have been playing too much Call of Duty. I have been jerking off too much. I have been rejected too many times by women. What can I do to change this? Well, again, start with hitting the gym and start with identifying everything that you consider as a distraction. And to make it very easy, everything that is not adding to your purpose, everything that is not fueling that growth mindset is a distraction by default. And I'm not coming from a place of blame because again, like I am you. I'm just a couple of years ahead and I still have many years ahead of me, right? So this is not me telling you that you're doing bad, but at the same time, it kind of is. Like I want to give you that wake-up call because I feel like you need to wake up and start to take action. How to overcome your insecurities? Well, first, again, identify where you are. Why do you feel the way you feel? What is the type of conversation that you're having with yourself? Where are those conversations coming from, etc.? Like you need to take inventory. First step. Second step, start hitting the gym. Start working out. Start to improve your body. And again, I know that for some people this may sound extremely superficial, but your body is kind of like, how you present yourself to the outside world, your physical appearance. Start improving that, not only by hitting the gym, but also improving all the other areas that I was just talking about, your nutrition, your sense of fashion, your grooming, etc., the way you walk, the way you talk. Start practicing that. And thirdly, start figuring out how you can be of service. Not per se by having the biggest dreams. If you have big dreams, amazing. I'm not telling you to not have them. I'm just saying, like, if you don't have them, don't be crippled by the fact or fall into the trap of thinking that you need to have the biggest life-changing, world-changing dreams. You don't. You need to figure out small incremental growth over a longer period of time so you can sustain the people around you, so you can change your personal worldviews. Okay, so those are the 3 steps that I would encourage. And maybe as a fourth, let's say as a bonus, look for ways to hold yourself accountable. Ask for a friend. I recently, a couple of weeks ago, this is not even that long ago, let's say, I think it was like 6 weeks ago or something. I was in the gym and I decided to take my shirt off in the gym of a friend of mine, just checking out like where I was doing well, where I was lacking. And one of my gym buddies, he came up to me and said, bro, you're in extremely good shape. However, I feel like your back is a bit underdeveloped. And, I have to admit, like, I haven't been doing too many pull-ups, or back then I wasn't doing too many pull-ups. So it's not my strongest virtue. My back compared to the rest of my body is probably my weak point. And so I looked at him and said, bro, thanks for pointing it out. From now on, I'm going to do 50 pull-ups a day. That's it. He held me accountable. I made a pact. I told him from now on, every time that I go to the gym before my workout, which is like 5-6 times a week, before my workout, I'm going to make sure I put in 50 pull-ups first before doing anything else. And once I've done that, I'm going to send you a green check on Instagram so you know that I did it. And that's what I've been doing right now. And it just helps. Knowing that I have to send him that green check and that he's holding me accountable makes me want to, just do that extra rep. So that's it. That's it for today's episode. And I hope it helps you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, because I really want to reach out as many young men as possible, because I feel like, we need this. We need to find ourselves again. We need to bring back the subject of masculinity, become strong, healthy young men, not only for ourselves, but especially for the women around us, right? So, yeah, that's it. And anything that you can do to help me support this podcast and grow this channel would be highly appreciated, like I said. But for now, in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Let's get it.